Happy Friday, data people. So today I have two parts to my video. The first part is just I'm going to talk about we're in a new year. People are goal planning. Some people are improving their skills or trying to set goals for their skill sets. Some people are looking for jobs. And the question comes up, especially if you're new to analytics or data or technology, is how long does it take me to get a job once I start going after a skill or Power BI or SQL or Python or any, once I know how to do data analytics or have that basics, how do I get a job? And I've heard this a lot and I had the same thoughts myself on this. What I would recommend doing if you're wanting to get into data analytics, you aren't necessarily employed in that field yet, find a company that does data analytics and just get your foot in the door. You don't have to be in a role that does data analytics, but that allows you to start building your career journey. You get your business knowledge first. You can understand maybe the basic concepts. You can prove yourself to the company as well that you're a hard worker and you have the necessary skills and behaviors that are going to make you successful. And while you're doing your other role, you can start building those analytical skills and you can start applying within the company to those other roles that you want to build at. That's how I did it. And I've heard from many, many people that's how they started their career. It wasn't in data analytics, it wasn't in data science, it wasn't in data engineering. It was in a separate role and they just worked their way into it. And I highly recommend that to do that if you're in the field and wanting to get into data analytics. So that was the first thing I wanted to go through. The second topic is I'm going to cover, uh, continue on my series of tools that help Power BI or support Power BI. Today I'm going to be exploring Power Query Lint. This is from John Kursky and his team. I've used this before. I'm just using the free plan version. I believe in the upgraded version, there's probably a lot more capability with this tool. But essentially what it does is it looks at your Power Query code and helps you with best practices, things that could potentially be a risk, or just things that you can do better with your Power Query code. What I personally like to do is pair this with an app that I developed that allows you to access that Power Query code very quickly across your entire tenant or your workspaces that you have access to. This is helpful, especially in the free version, um, because if you didn't have access to kind of that overview of all of your Power Query uh, queries, it would take you a lot of time to actually go through there and kind of lint them out. I'm going to show you both approaches first. So I'm going to show you first what this would look like with just opening up your physical Power BI model, and then I'll pair this with my app that kind of helps you search across all of your models at once. So let me bring up a PBI model. And we'll just do one of these. So I'm just opening up the model. I'm going to go into the advanced editor mode in this, and then we can copy the Power Query out of it, and we can put it through that linting model. So let's just take one of these queries. I'm just right clicking. I selected edit query. That brings me back to my Power Query window, and then I can go to the advanced editor. And essentially what I can do then is I can copy this, and that's where I can use the linting tool. So I can just paste that in there. I can lint it. So now it's looking through best practices on my Power Query and then gives me tips of what I can do. And that's really powerful. Power Query, I've said this before, it's a hard language. It's different. So having a linting tool definitely helps me out with Power Query. The one thing that I like to do when I'm working with data though, or tools like this, is try to get it out of the one-to-one and try to be able to manage this with very effectively with other with my entire workspace. And that's where my app comes in, where I'll actually go back so you can kind of see this. So what this app does is it runs a script and goes through your entire workspace and then brings back all of the Power Query for each model. And then I can quickly use that within that Power Query linting tool. So I'm going to select my workspace here. I'm just going to select one of my features. It's the edit the M code. What this is doing now behind the scenes is it's going through all of the workspaces I have access to. It's bringing back all of the Power Query um, for each model, each table, and then I can see what that looks like. So if I take this first one, I can bring that to the Power Query linting tool. Let me refresh this, and I can lint that as well. Um, again, like what I like about that is I don't have to open up all these models. I can just copy and paste and put it into this linting tool and get and lint my models very quickly that way instead of again opening up all these models and linting them that way. It would take a little bit longer. Um, but again, I really I from what I know, this is the only uh, online tool that links your Power Query. So this is extremely helpful, and I'm very thankful for John Kursky and his team for coming up with this because this is really powerful. And if you work with Power BI or Power Query, even Power Pivot, and I meant Excel, Power Query with Excel, any of those, this is extremely helpful, and I would recommend checking out this tool. Um, so, but if you've used this, comment. If you have any other tools that you use yourself to help you manage your Power BI footprint or work with Power BI, let me know, and I would love to check them out and potentially even make a video on them. So I hope you enjoy this. I will talk to everybody later, and happy Friday. Have a good day, folks. Bye.